There are some times that we get so amped up and get so excited about something, and then when we start to do it, we start to have second thoughts. Um, that's why people tend to fall back when it comes to certain things that they're trying to do. They get they get second guesses. They get cold feet, as they say. Certain things you have to follow through with. You have to go forward. Sometimes we go to a school, we attend a school, we go to a job, we purchase a car, we do something that is huge, and we think that we're doing the right thing at that present moment. And while in that moment, we start to second thought. We start to have reservations where we start to get a little bit nervous about the decisions that we make. That's something that we always face. Um, but at the end of the day, you only have two choices in life. You can either say yes or no. A lot of times we try to stick in the gray areas to say maybe or perhaps. And there are some answers that cannot stick in the middle. You have to have a definitive yes or a definitive no, a definitive answer or a definitive, um, you know, not interested. You have to make a decision. You have to make a choice in life. Um, that's what we have our um, in our politics. We have to have a choice. There are sometimes we get a third option because we can't make a choice between the right or the left. So we try to stick in the middle. So most people try to stick in the middle because they have certain values from both sides. But when it comes to procrastination is something that actually affects each and every one of us because we're not able to say yes or no. So because we're not able to say yes or no, we just kind of sit in the middle and we just kind of stay in the middle because we don't know where we're going to go. We don't know what we're going to do. And because of that, we just kind of stick where we are. Procrastination is a very horrible tool, to be honest with you. I hate procrastinating because it stops you from accomplishing your goal, accomplishing your mission in life because you're too stuck. The Bible talks about procrastination as we look at Proverbs, Proverbs 12, verse 24. Proverbs 12, verse 24 says, the hands of the diligent, while the slothful will be forced into labor. The hands of the diligent will rule. See, when you're diligent, that means that there's nothing that's really stopping you in your tracks. Nothing is stopping you from staying in place. You're moving forward. You're moving. You're stepping forward. You're not sitting in one area because you're seeing your goal and you're trying to accomplish your goal. But it takes time before you get to that point where you're able to accomplish that goal. But you have to focus on accomplishing that goal. By you focusing on accomplishing that goal, you tend to see what is the importance of focusing on that goal. You see what's the importance in looking at that goal. See, but when you are having second thoughts on that, you start to question the goal itself. Have you ever had an idea that you wanted to do, that you wanted to go forward with, and you started to do the necessary steps in order to help you go forward with it? Perhaps you needed to get a loan. Perhaps you needed to draw up plans. Perhaps you needed to select certain items, to go forward with this. A couple of years ago, about 2 years ago, I decided to do a Lego business where I build brooches and lapel pins out of Lego. And for a long time I was thinking about doing it, but I kept playing double to jump in or stay in one place. And until I decided to jump in and go forward, I was able to go forward. I was able to accomplish my goal. I was able to accomplish what I was trying to do. But when I didn't do that, or if I didn't do that, then I wouldn't have been able to accomplish my mission. I wouldn't be able to accomplish my goal. See, I had to say it in order for me to go through it. I had to say yes and let it be yes. If I say yes and I don't do it, then what's the point of me saying yes to begin with? What's the point of you committing to something if you're not going to follow through with it? What's the point of you saying something if you're not going to go through all the way with it? You have to go all the way. You just can't say something and then you just say, no, I don't feel like doing it again. What's the point? So that's why the hands of the diligent will rule. Because when you're diligent about something, when you're focused about something, when you're serious about something, then that will be your goal, that will be your mission, that will come to you and that you'll be able to achieve. Now it says, while the slothful will be put to forced labor. The slothful will be put to forced labor because the slothful decides not to do anything. And in fact, the slothful doesn't decide at all. The slothful just kind of sits in place, doesn't know whether to go forward or backward, doesn't know whether to go side to side, just stays in the middle, doesn't necessarily say yes. So by you not saying yes, automatically you're saying no. And by you saying no, that means that you're not serious about making the steps forward, making the strides forward. At the end of the day, you have to let your yes be yes and your no's be no. Your no's, if it turns to yes, then you're just as a leaf that flows in the wind, blowing in different directions. If you say yes and then you say no, it's the same exact thing. You have to be serious about what you're doing. You have to be serious about the decisions that you make. Because if you're not serious about the decisions that you make, if you're not serious about the things that you're trying to accomplish, then what's the whole point? What's the goal? What's the deal? What does it all mean? At the end of the day, you have to be willing and ready to go the distance. And not only go the distance, but you have to be willing to say yes. So if you see that job that you're trying to get, say yes to that opportunity. Go forward and try and accomplish that goal. Maybe you want to learn how to drive a car. Say yes to going out to drive that car. Maybe you want to go on vacation. Maybe you've been dying to go on vacation, but you just keep making excuses as to why you can't go on vacation. Go on vacation. Say yes. Say yes and go on vacation. Go and enjoy yourself. Enjoy your life. At the end of the day, you're the one that makes the decisions. You're the one that can make the choice in your life. If you allow someone else to make the choices for you, if you allow someone to fuel your procrastination, if you allow someone else to fuel your procrastination, you will never achieve the goals that you set out to do. So let's be mindful, let's be cautious, and let's be smart in our decisions. At this time, we're going to pray and close out. I want to thank Sister Marisol for being here. Mother Marisol, good to see you. Queen for Life, it's Queen for Life, good to see you this afternoon. I want to thank my loving wife for being here shortly. Brother David, good to see you. My cousin Justin, my cousin Candia, good to see you. Let's pray. Father God, we just want to thank you, Lord, for allowing us this opportunity this morning, or this afternoon, to spend time with you. We thank you, Lord, for all that you've done, and thank you for all that you continue to do for us. Thank you for blessing us with goals and admiration and goals that we want to accomplish, dear Lord. Thank you for all that you've done. Strengthen us and bless us and keep us, dear Lord. Continue to walk with us every step of the way. Things I ask in Christ's name. You guys continue to have a great day, a great afternoon. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning as we continue to discuss access. Access. Mr. Gibson, how you doing this afternoon? Take care, y'all.